Tonight, we explore a story that has transformed our world in a single generation. Imagine a nation once isolated and poor, now at the center of global power. This is China. In just decades, China has become an economic and technological giant. Its cities are futuristic, its trains span continents, and its companies are global brands. This rise is no accident. It's the result of calculated strategy and relentless ambition. China is now the world's second largest economy, poised to become the first. It leads in manufacturing, trade, and cutting-edge fields like AI and green energy. How did a country once plagued by famine and turmoil become a superpower? The answer is complex. It's a mix of bold reforms, strategic planning, and the drive of over 1 billion people. China's influence is everywhere, in our phones, our clothes, and the supply chains that run the world. Its reach extends beyond manufacturing, financing infrastructure globally, expanding its military, and shaping international debates. This ascent has lifted millions from poverty, but also sparked new rivalries, especially with the US. The world now faces a powerful, assertive China. To understand what's next, we must look back at how this transformation began. Let's return to a time before the skyscrapers and economic miracles. Before its rise, China was a nation in turmoil, defined by poverty, isolation, and internal strife. After decades of war, the Communist Party, led by Mao Zedong, took power in 1949. Mao's vision for a revolutionary society led to disastrous policies. The Great Leap Forward aimed to industrialize, but caused a catastrophic famine, killing millions. China was cut off from the world, with a centrally planned economy and little personal freedom. Life was harsh, goods were scarce, and the state controlled every aspect of daily existence. The Cultural Revolution brought further chaos, targeting intellectuals and destroying cultural heritage. This decade of upheaval left deep scars, crippling the economy and education. By Mao's death in 1976, China was exhausted and impoverished, lagging far behind its neighbors. The world saw China as a vast, mysterious land, home to a quarter of humanity, but isolated from global affairs. Its people were resilient, but trapped in a system that stifled innovation. The country's immense potential was clear, but its path was unsustainable. Change was desperately needed. The stage was set for a new leader with a radically different vision. Enter Deng Xiaoping. After Mao, Deng Xiaoping emerged as China's new leader. Deng was pragmatic. He cared about results, not ideology. His famous saying, "It doesn't matter if a cat is black or white, as long as it catches mice," signaled a new era. Deng's goal, make China rich and strong through bold economic reforms. In the late 1970s, he launched Reform and Opening Up. Collective farms were dismantled, families could lease land and sell surplus crops. Agricultural output soared, ending food shortages and proving market incentives worked. Next, Deng opened China to the world, creating special economic zones like Shenzhen. These zones welcomed foreign investment, technology, and management, transforming fishing villages into booming cities. China adopted socialism with Chinese characteristics, a hybrid of state control and market freedom. The government guided development but unleashed private enterprise. Foreign investment poured in, and China connected to global markets. Deng's gamble paid off. The entrepreneurial spirit was unleashed, and the transformation began. The Communist Party kept political control, but the economy was never the same. China was on a new path, one that would change the world. The reforms sparked a wave of growth and optimism. The dragon had awoken. Deng's reforms unlocked China's greatest asset, its people. Millions migrated from rural areas to new factories, fueling a manufacturing boom. Global companies flocked to China for low-cost, efficient production. But cheap labor wasn't enough. China invested massively in infrastructure, ports, highways, railways, and airports. This created a seamless network for moving goods, making China the world's factory. It started with simple products, then moved up to electronics and appliances. Entire cities specialized in specific goods, creating unmatched efficiency. The result, double-digit growth, hundreds of millions lifted from poverty, and new urban skylines. Rapid industrialization came with costs, pollution, and tough working conditions. But economically, it was a triumph. China's manufacturing ecosystem became impossible to replicate. The country was now the engine of global production. Its transformation was visible in every product stamped, "Made in China." The world's supply chains would never be the same. China became more than a place for cheap goods. It became the heart of the global supply chain. Multinational giants moved entire production networks to China, creating a vast web of suppliers. For a single smartphone, components are made across multiple provinces before final assembly. This deep integration made China indispensable. Companies couldn't easily relocate. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed this reality. When China's factories shut down, the world felt it instantly. China's central role supercharged its growth and influence. Profits from trade funded more infrastructure, tech research, and military upgrades. Trade ties gave China diplomatic leverage. Countries reliant on Chinese goods hesitated to criticize Beijing. Chinese companies learned from foreign partners, evolving from suppliers to global competitors. They built their own brands, first at home, then worldwide. This strategy moved China beyond being just the world's factory. It became a creator of global brands and a key player in every major industry. China's early tech strategy was simple: imitate and improve. Reverse engineering Western products drew criticism, but it built a domestic tech base fast. The government sent students abroad and invested heavily in research and development. The goal: move from imitator to innovator. Billions were poured into AI, 5G, quantum computing, and green energy. National champions like Huawei, Tencent, and Alibaba emerged. China now leads in 5G patents, electric vehicles, and renewable energy. Its companies pioneer AI applications and file more patents than any other nation. A massive talent pool and a huge domestic market fueled rapid innovation. Technology is now central to China's economic and strategic ambitions. The US-China tech rivalry shapes the future of global power. China's leap from follower to leader secures its place as a force for decades to come. The tech race is now a defining global contest. As China's power grew, it looked outward, launching the Belt and Road Initiative (BRI). Unveiled in 2013, BRI is a vast network of roads, railways, and ports linking China to Asia, Africa, and Europe. China finances and builds infrastructure in over 150 countries, creating new markets and securing trade routes. For many nations, BRI offers modernization and funding unavailable from the West. For China, it expands influence and access to resources. BRI is more than economics. It's a strategic project to build a China-centric global order. By funding development, China gains diplomatic support and leverage. Critics call it debt trap diplomacy, arguing China lends more than some countries can repay, gaining control over key assets. The extent is debated, but BRI has increased debt burdens and China's global reach. The initiative signals China's ambition to rewrite global rules. It's reshaping the world's economic map. China is now at the center of a new global network. For years, China kept a low military profile, focusing on domestic growth, but as its interests expanded, so did its military ambitions. The People's Liberation Army modernized rapidly, becoming the world's second-largest military spender. China invested in advanced missiles, cyber warfare, and a blue water navy. Its focus regional security and asserting territorial claims, especially in the South China Sea. Artificial islands, runways, and missile systems now project power across vital trade routes. Taiwan remains a flashpoint. Beijing vows reunification, by force if necessary. Officially, China claims a defensive posture, aiming to deter rather than provoke conflict. The strategy: make any US intervention costly and risky. China's military buildup secures its interests and regional dominance. The goal isn't direct confrontation, but to reshape the balance of power. China's rise is as much about deterrence as it is about projection. The world must now reckon with a new military reality in Asia. Superpower status isn't just about economics or military might, it's about influence. China works to shape global narratives and win support through soft power. Cultural diplomacy is key. Confucius Institutes teach language and culture worldwide. Critics say they promote Beijing's views and limit academic freedom. China's state media, like CGTN and Xinhua, broadcast globally to counter Western narratives. The aim: highlight China's achievements and downplay controversies. China is active in international organizations, funding the UN and launching its own institutions like the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. The goal: build a world more accommodating to China's rise and its political system. Results are mixed. China is popular in many developing countries, but faces skepticism in the West. Concerns over human rights and assertive policies have hurt its image. Still, China's rise is no accident. It's the result of deliberate strategic planning. Every nation must now reconsider its place in a world shaped by China's ascent. The future will be defined by how the world responds to this new reality.